Hey there, Chef Shelley here. If we're just meeting for the first time, I'm a personal chef and I help passionate cooks start their own personal chef business so you can get paid to do what you love without having to spend tens of thousands of dollars on culinary school to work nights and weekends and holidays away from your family or doing catering. Hey, I'm doing a little chef chat and I want to tell you a story about Nani. So if you think that you don't have money to get started with your dream of having a personal chef business where you can get paid to do what you love, cook, I really want you to listen to this. If you think you don't have time to start now, maybe this is something you'll do someday. If you think you're not ready or you can't cook well enough, if you're afraid you can't get clients, you think you're too old, you're too young, the town you live in is too small, whatever. I really want you to listen to this story. So before she started her personal chef business, Nani worked in healthcare as a medical assistant in a relatively smallish town. She was getting more and more unhappy and stressed out as she was trying to work these set hours in a stressful healthcare environment, as you can imagine, especially these last couple years. And it all came to her head. She told me, when her 10-year-old daughter's depression started getting so severe that Nani was afraid to let her walk home from school by herself anymore. And that became a big problem because she had trouble getting to school to pick her up because of her job's rigid hours and expectations. It got to the point where it was causing her so much anxiety on top of already worrying about her daughter so much that she just knew something had to give. She started thinking about her options and trying to figure out what she could do to replace her income that would provide more flexibility to allow her to support her daughter and, honestly, the rest of her family. She knew she loved to cook, but she didn't want to work in a restaurant, and there weren't any commercial kitchen options in the town where she lived. So she started trying to figure out something she could do with a passion for cooking that would give her the flexibility and the income. She Googled a little bit and came across my website and videos about starting a personal chef business. And to be honest, she told me she didn't really believe that you could get paid to cook without culinary school. And maybe you have this same disbelief too. She didn't believe that you could really have people to pay you just to cook, just to do what you love to do, and have a business that's still going to make you good money and still have time to be with your family when they need you. But the more she learned and read and watched, the more excited she started to become. So just this last December, she decided to go all in on her dream of having a personal chef business that she loved, that would give her the support she needed to be able to be there for her family. She spent December working on her prep, deciding on her business name, learning how to do meal services, compiling recipes, starting a website, and a Facebook business page. She decided she didn't want to be called chef, so she went with the name Nani's Kitchen. She spent that time in December doing that. And in January, she started marketing. She started posting to her Facebook business page regularly, sharing them to local Facebook groups in her area, and participating and talking to people, telling people she knew that she was starting a personal chef business and what she could do for them. On social media, she says she's posting once a day. And what she focuses on is sharing about exactly the things that used to stress her out the most, like crazy afternoons and trying to pick the kids up after work and stressing about what to make for dinner. She's sharing how she can help people who are living through this stress exactly like she was in her healthcare job. She shares what she's cooking, how she lovingly prepares food, how she'll package it, and it only took her a few weeks to get over 300 authentic and local likes on her business page. She also posted flyers everywhere she could, left business cards everywhere she could. She told everyone she knew what she was doing and how she specifically could help them. So fast forward this to March, and her personal chef business, Nani's Kitchen, is now serving 4 regular clients, and she only has room for one more. Isn't that amazing? Nani told me that ever since she made the decision to start this business, she has been so much more peaceful. She said even her kids have noticed the change in her. Plus, she's not worried about something stupid like getting fired for being late to work. Her advice to anyone who's thinking about starting a personal chef business is you just have to get started and do it. Maybe you're scared or whatever, but you just have to keep doing the things you need to do. Now, I don't want to go into Nani's personal details, even though she said it was okay to share this story with you and to tell her whole story. But I will say that she and her husband just moved to this small town a few years ago, and they only knew one person at the time. They have 3 little kids. I will just say that there are some serious issues that would have stopped the strongest of us from being able to accomplish something like this. But you know what? She did it. She didn't accept excuses or her fear or let anything else stop her. And look at what she's accomplished. When you hear this, I want you to think about what's your story. If you want to get paid to do what you love, cook, and start a spectacular personal chef business, what's really stopping you? I'm not really a betting woman, but if I were, I would bet money that any excuse you have right now is a thin veneer over the real truth, which is it's scary. You might be afraid to take the risk. You might be worried that you won't get clients. But seriously, don't let that stop you. Be willing just to feel it and do it anyway. Take baby steps if you need to, but just get started. Baby step number 1, download the free guide. There's a link right under this video, and just cook a week's worth of dinners for yourself. That's it, baby step. Then do it for a friend. You just might find out it's not so scary after all. And even if it is, it's so worth feeling a little bit of fear to have the reward of a personal chef business you love where you're getting paid to cook. Because I'm telling you, the clients are out there and they are hungry for what you're cooking.